You thought I was gonna use Roadhog? Oh God. Go sit down, man. Go put your gas mask away. You're starting to sound like Bane. I don't even know what you're saying with your hook. Get over here! But in all seriousness, that's not the reason why I'm not using Roadhog. I seriously wanted to use Roadhog. I thought it was Blizzard World. I walked out to the wonderful outdoors in the virtual world and realized, wow, this isn't Blizzard World. It's Eichenwald. And we're defending. And I was like, what will really piss the enemy team off?
I don't know.
I know. Symmetra. Who the fuck is Symmetra? The best way I can describe Symmetra is a underused, OP, salt farm, support, non-healing, damage-dealing character. Now what keeps this salt farm alive? Well, she has like 3 turrets that can completely do 50 damage per second each. So if you have 3 turrets attacking one person, that's 150 damage a second, plus whatever damage your team is applying. Let me just put all this in a real world perspective, if you will. Go back to when you were back in high school. It's lunchtime. You know, you're pretty hungry because you're a growing teenager or adult, depending on what happened in your life. I don't really care. And you're looking at your options, right? And you look at the menu and you're like, oh look, on the menu we have a burger with fries, burger made out of sock sweat and soy beef, or we turn around to the vending machine behind us and we have 60% fat-free potato chips that's like $1 for a small little palm-sized bag. You're weighing your options. You're like, either way, I'm still gonna leave here either hungry or sick. So you kind of just take the shaft, pick one, and realize you wouldn't want to go out any better way. Just like Symmetra, you could try to take out those 3 annoying beaming turrets at you, but once you do, your enemy team is just gonna be targeting you, and you're pretty much f***ed. So I guess the question now is, if this is such a salt farm character, why does nobody use her? You know, I was thinking the same exact thing, because up until now, I did not know Symmetra. I didn't know what her moves were. I never saw anybody play with her. And then one day, I was actually playing the game, comprehending what was going on around me, and I see these like little ball things flying through the sky, sounding like little saucers. I'm like, whoa, that's kind of cool. What the f*** is that? It lands and it starts shooting at me. I'm like, what? So I try to shoot at it, and then I see another one fly by, and that one's shooting at me. I try to take that down, and by the time I do, I have a tracer behind me that's like, and there I drop dead. Where's that clutch mercy when you need them? But realistically, Symmetra is probably one of the best players to use if you are brand new to the game, or if you just really want to piss people off. She has a little bit of everything. She has the option of sitting in a corner, making your turrets do the work, and still getting eliminations for not getting the final blow. You could also sit in a corner, do that same exact thing, but yet fire a big ball of beam down a little alleyway, and maybe an explosion from your secondary firing gun will get an elimination. See, you feel a little ballsy, you run into the fight, you back out, you automatically receive like 100 health if you just wait a couple seconds because you magically get health from somewhere. And to top it all off, if you see Reaper coming out of nowhere trying to do his little die little bullshit thing, all you gotta do is have an ult, throw down this big wall of beam, and you reflect all the damage, and he just wasted his ult. But really, the best way to use Symmetra, like realistically, real talk, not talking like a bunch of shit no more, is if you're defending an objective, or if you're attacking one objective, just keep firing those like turrets off everywhere. If you have 3 turrets down, that is like game, set, and match. Because if you have one objective you're going to, they're always going to keep trying to go there. Your team is most likely going to be on the objective, so they're not even going to worry about the turrets, and by the time you know it, you've got like 30 eliminations. And if you're defending something, just throw it behind the enemy team. Like we were talking about before, that salt farm's just going to keep adding on. Whenever they turn around, they realize there's like 3 turrets shooting at them. Normally, I'm not a person that's all about getting kills, KD, score per minute, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, if you don't eliminate the enemy team, they're still going to push. They're going to push the objective, and they're still going to win the overall battle. Because if they're not eliminated, they're pushing, and they're killing you. So Symmetra truly has a place in Overwatch. You just have to know how to use her effectively. Like, also, if you know how to use her teleporter, if you see, like, somebody that you know you cannot win a fight with, like Roadhog, you can quickly throw that teleporter down as he's shooting at you. You go through the teleporter to a safe zone, you're off, man. You're free. Symmetra has something for, like, every situation. If you're a noob to this game, if you're not using Soldier 76, which wouldn't doubt me if you are, because FPS is, like, the only thing people care about anymore, you should be using Symmetra because she is also a newbie player. Her downside is her ult, and I know that because people were worried about kills. But it's just as effective if you actually think about using her. Honestly, her ult is either a make or break for a game. It could come down to that. If there's about 3 people about ready to use their ult, you can literally block everything that is being shot at it. As long as your team's behind the barrier, they're on the other side, you're still good, man. One thing I can say for sure, and this might only apply to myself, but anytime I see those turrets flying through the air, one of 2 things are going through my mind. A, it's late in the game, and they're trying to push, or B, oh, it's Symmetra. I don't really know anybody that uses Symmetra, but anytime a team uses Symmetra, they always end up doing really, really well. And there's no other character that gets selected that I'm like, no, that's not good. Like, if I see a Tracer, it's like, oh, geez, a Tracer, great. Or if I see a Roadhog, it's like, oh, great, bullet sponge. But Symmetra, I can truly say, oh, it's Symmetra, because she is, like, so versatile, and she can dish out damage and reflect damage like no one else can on Overwatch, really. I mean, granted, she's not a healer, but she self-heals up to 100 health, I believe. And, like, this is truly coming from somebody that has never played with Symmetra before until, like, a couple weeks ago. Like, my main up until now was, like, Soldier 76, which I believe everybody's was at one time. Like, Roadhog, Reaper, Junkrat's up there. Like, all those characters are up there. But now I'm starting to use more, like, tactile characters like Symmetra, Lucio, Winston, like a bunch of players that are underplayed, and I'm kind of thinking why? Because everybody has a place in this game. Either you have to know how to use them or team comp has to be right, and I know team comp. Let me tell you why. I know team comp is the hardest thing to master if you're playing randoms. But real talk, it makes the game even more fun too because you're learning new characters, learning how they play, thinking new ways that you can maneuver the map. So even when you go back to your old character, you're even better than what you were before because you can think about your tactics you use on different characters, which may not apply, but you might be able to think of like ideas and strategies that may correspond and help with you. Now, obviously, I ain't no Overwatch expert, but I am an amateur player that doesn't know jack about anything about this game besides having fun and playing the game. So if you take my advice, I don't know why you are, but I do believe that trying out new characters is fun, definitely fun for sure. This match is coming to an end here pretty soon. The opposing team isn't really pushing much anymore because obviously we got a good squad set up. They got to get on the objective here soon. Just adding some salt on that Roadhog. Gonna come up here, see what's going on up at the payload. We'll be taking out the Zarya here. Looks like time is going to expire. We will take that W. Easy win. Don't let them get to the second checkpoint. It looks like with Mariah getting the play of the game, per usual, ult play of the game. But what else is expected? Usually it's always an ult. I will get nominated for MVP, but obviously with Symmetra, you're not going to win it. I did get over 75% of my total kills with the sentry turrets, so not much work done in that perspective. This video is coming to a close. If you have any complaints about Symmetra, or if you love that girl, Let's start a discussion down in the comments below. I'm all open for different hero discussions. Many more in the series to come. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope to see you next video. I will see you next time, my dude.